Namaste, everyone. I'm Jenny. So make sure that if you want to get video content and notifications, you hit that subscribe button right down there in the corner to get notifications. Now, in this week's Cosmic Vibes video, I'm going to be talking about this eclipse season. This is explosive energy, and I'm going to tell you how to utilize this and make it happen for you in a positive way. It's life changing. We are also at the end of Mercury retrograde. Thank the Lord for that. I'm just saying. However, we still have that shadow energy going on until mid-September. And I'm going to tell you how to work through that. So, and not only just that, I'm going to tell you what you can expect every single day, what energies are happening every single day, how you can work through it, how you can not do this on certain days, how it affects us and our animals, and so on. We have a very powerful time coming up. And we also have this new moon energy coming up. Like, oh my gosh, like it's a huge time. You know, there's been more changes now than there has been in over 10,000 years on our planet, for goodness sakes. So, before we officially begin, for those of you who have been watching my channel, you know that I go live every month on YouTube here offering free clairvoyant psychic readings. So, the next clairvoyant reading that I will be doing live right here on YouTube is Saturday, August 31st. So how many of you have tuned into that? How many of you guys were there? So it's really important to subscribe to the channel. You can follow me on Instagram as well, Jeni Ji Cousins. I will follow you right back. And that way you can connect with me more and also see more content that's coming up. My team puts a lot of content up as well with videos and content and so on and so on and so on. Okay, so now anyways, let's start this video officially now. This new moon, let's just start it off here with this new moon energy that is coming in on the 3rd and 4th of September. This is with the Virgo energy. And it's also when the pre-eclipse starts. That can be like a double, double, double fantastic day, or it can be like, oh my gosh, I'm freaking out. Now, Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, and Pisces, you're going to be affected more. You know, we all get affected in our own way during these cosmic times, new moons, full moons, during different times as well. However, during certain transit periods, certain signs get affected more. So you might find that you're a little bit more sensitive during that time. And also, you might even find, and this is like most of us actually, you might be finding that, you know what, my sleep is off. Like, why can't I sleep? I'm feeling a little bit more confused. I'm feeling, like I really, really need to start making more health changes because this new moon is really connected around health, body, mind, spirit, mentally, emotionally, physically. So you might find that, you know what, this is the day. This is really the day that I really need to make some changes. And also for those of you who have been working on your health, you very well could see those changes even during that new moon time. So you're going to be more health conscious during this new moon. And you're also going to be tuning in more to like a higher consciousness. So really pay attention to what messages that are coming through for you. There's a lot of opportunities, new opportunities that are coming. Now, whenever we get new opportunities, like I get new opportunities all the time. However, it's really important for you to say, you know what, like for me, any opportunity I have that's presented to me, I'm always grateful, truly grateful, always grateful. And I appreciate, certain people and organizations and people reaching out to say, hey, Jenny, we want you to be a part, and I'm very grateful. And it's really important that when you do get an opportunity, if it feels right for you and you're like, you know what, that resonates with me and, you know, like the path that I'm walking on or I want to expand on, then that is the right opportunity for you. You know, I always take a look at, you know, is this going to work for me? How is this going to work for me in a positive way? Can I fit it into my schedule, and so on and so on and so on? So it's really, really important, because this eclipse season as well, what happens is there's certain things that, if you guys look back to August was an intense month. Like, August for me personally was very difficult, to be honest with you. You know what I mean? There is a lot of energy, you know, the Lionsgate portal, like, you know, like Mercury retrograde. For me personally, it was a hard retrograde month, you know, for many reasons. However, when certain challenges come up, it's an opportunity to say, you know what? That's not okay with how you're treating me, or that is not okay. You're not going to dictate how I live my life. You know, so it doesn't matter what's going on. You know, when you know your self-worth and you know what, this isn't working for me anymore. So you might have also seen that certain situations that were coming challenging, you're going to see that here in September resolving itself if you work through it. Because with this eclipse coming, the major eclipse on the 17th, what you are running from, what you are ignoring, oh my gosh, that can come back and boom, hit you so hard, because that eclipse will step in and end things suddenly for you. And you're like, oh, like, what just happened? You know, and endings can be anything. It can be a job, it can be a career, it can be a relationship, it could be something connected with health, like anything like that. So it's really, really important to pay attention to what's not working for you and be really honest with yourself. Be really, really honest. Like, whenever something comes up, you know, even that retrograde, for instance, with myself, and I'm like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, seriously. I mean, I wasn't surprised, you know, with all of you know, the changes that, you know, the government and the WHO is trying to like shove down your throat, to be very blunt. They're trying to make all of these changes coming to the forefront, boom, 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 boom. So this is a time when it's like, you know what? I have to do what's right for me, and I don't care what anybody thinks. I have to stay true to who I am. So you're going to find that this eclipse, that these certain changes, let's say, and that can be anything, like you know yourself personally what is working and what's not working. So you're going to see what needs to be changed. Don't go into fear mode. It's really important to really face this week, especially what is uncomfortable. The truth is going to be shown more and more and more. You know, it has been, the truth has been shown more and more and more, and it's going to be exposed even more, and so and so and so. And, you know, there's billionaires and millionaires that are going to be going bankrupt. I can tell you that, because the truth's going to be exposed. So without going into details, you'll have to watch my previous predictions videos I've done for this year. I usually put them out in December, you know, and talk about the next year and so on and so on. I can't remember if it came out in December or January this year. You know, that's why you got to subscribe to see these videos and such like that. So you're going to find that if you go into fear zone, like unprocessed fears can lead to panic attacks, can lead to overthinking, like riding that hamster wheel, as I call it. You know, we can be like, oh my God, stuck in fear. And that's because, you know, fear, when we're fearful, we're stressed. When we're stressed, we can go into fear. You know, and that's why it's like, okay, let me just start writing down like what is not working. Don't worry about as much as, okay, how am I going to solve it? Just start writing down what you want to change, what's not be working, and be really honest with yourself. That's really, really, really important. You know, and it's really important to really let go of people who are bringing out the worst in you. Surround yourself with people who support you in a positive way, who are there for you. You know, this is a week when you're going to be wanting to connect more with your soul tribe, wanting to connect more with, you know, like certain people who, you know, like you just mean dear to your heart. Like, I can get really, really busy, and you know, my social life, I don't really have one because I work a lot. and it is important to strengthen your connections and your bonds with people who really mean a lot to you, even more so this week, right? There's people who I've known for, oh my gosh, many, many years. Either I know somebody kind of like not that long, it's temporary, or I know somebody forever, forever and forever and forever. And there might be certain people that, let's say, that you haven't talked to for a long time, but they're still in your heart, right? Like I know a lot of different people, and I might not have talked to them for quite some time or saw them, but they're still dear in my heart as my soul family. Your family, your biological family. Like I've never been accepted from my family. I've always been the black sheep, treated like shit, to be blunt. I don't associate with them at all because of their toxicity and so on. I'm not going to go on about it. However, it doesn't matter who it is. You have to ask yourself, why are you being around it? There's ways to work through karmic past life ties. I do past life akashic records as well. And I will give you those steps to help you walk through it. So a lot's going to happen in September. And what I love about September as well, and October, it's pumpkin spice season. Like, oh my God, I love anything pumpkin spice. Like, oh my gosh, I'm a pumpkin spice girl. I'm just saying anything pumpkin spice. I'm like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. I just love it. Right? Who likes pumpkin spice? I do. I do. Like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. I always remember when I was in Hawaii and it was August, and I was in Starbucks, and I was gonna get one of my coffees. I love the Hawaiian coffee. Oh my gosh. Oh, it's my favorite coffee. And there on the menu is pumpkin spice. And I'm like, oh my God, this is August and you're offering pumpkin spice. I'm like, yeah, I'd take one of them pumpkin spice, please. Pumpkin spice latte. Oh my gosh. But you got to really kind of monitor that because there's a lot of sugar and processed stuff in that as well. So I really been cutting back. I allow myself one pumpkin spice latte during the season. That's it. And maybe a pumpkin spice muffin or scone or something or whatever. Right. So now this energy too, by the way, with Mercury retrograde, that is ended. As I talked about earlier, we still have that shadow phase to the 11th of September. So it still gives you that opportunity to resolve certain situations and issues that had like that falling out, let's say from August. You're going to find that your communication is going to be a lot better. You're going to find that you're healing and letting go. Technical, electronical issues will calm down. The energy gets lighter and so on and so on. Thank the Lord, right? However, because there's solar flares and solar storms, you very well could be feeling like dizzy, nauseous. Your sleep patterns can be off. Like, how many of you waking up early hours in the morning or having a trouble to go back to sleep and you're like, why can't I sleep? Because the energy is really, really powerful. And the more sensitive you are, it's harder to sleep. Like, it was like the other night, and I'm like, 3 hours sleep, seriously? But then I'm like, really, I have such a busy day. But then all of a sudden I had a lot of energy come in, and I'm like, okay, that's the energies from the planets. I'm not, I'll work with that energy. I'm not going to force it, because if you try to force it, it's not going to work with you. So this gives you this opportunity right now to really reset things. Now with this eclipse, by the way, as well, there's similarities from the year 2006. So if you can remember, let's say, what was going on in the year 2006, how did that work out for you? Was there major changes? Like a marriage, a death, like a child being born, like major, major, major things like that, let's say. You might find that during this eclipse season and this week, you're going to start to see certain similarities come up from that time. And it all comes back to, okay, what did I learn from that time? Like I always reflect back, through any situations, especially challenges, and say, okay, what am I being shown? What did I learn from that situation? How can I handle this better? Like I had to make a really, really, really important phone call last week, and I was avoiding it like, oh my gosh. However, I'm like, you know what? You have to start facing certain things. that is uncomfortable. Because when you face your fears, you liberate your soul. So this week, you're going to be in that same kind of a situation to resolve situations the whole entire month, actually. But it's really important to work on this now before that eclipse comes in on the 17th. Because if you don't, that eclipse is going to give you that rude awakening, as I call it, where it steps in and ends things immediately for you. And you're going to be like, oh, like, what just happened? So open up your heart and really, like have the talk with someone, no matter how painful or difficult it is, or whatever that is. Okay, so this eclipse season, you know what I mean? It can bring in a lot of rewards as well for you. Certain projects or work or whatever it is that you have been working on, you very well are going to start to see that hard work paying off. And always be happy for someone when you're seeing somebody being successful. Always be that. There's so much negativity in the world, as we've all seen. Why would you not want to support somebody and say, you know what, congratulations, that's awesome. I'm really happy for you with your achievements and your success. Would you not rather see somebody finding their peace within, being successful, being happy, rather than staying stuck with what, the government and the WHO has done to people? I'm not going to go on about that. Don't even get me started. You know how I all can get, right? But I'm just saying, let's be realistically and support each other unconditionally as one world collective. Like I do prayers every day for our planet and people, and especially the people who are suffering, So now September 5th is a master number day. That is a day when you're going to want to be like maybe doing some decluttering of the mind, decluttering of your environment, of your home, going through those junk drawers and such like that, because on the 7th, you're going to be a lot more creative. Maybe it's like, you know what, I'm going to clear the stuff out on the 5th. The space here is, it's kind of messy, or there's stuff I don't need, and clear it up, because on the 7th, you're going to be very creative. So when there's certain projects that you're working on, when there's certain things, you're going to be a lot more flexible. Like I usually have my days planned with certain things and bookings and clients and such or whatever, and then I still wake up in the morning and I'm like, okay, let's see how the day goes. It's going to be an awesome day. It's going to be a really good day. Staying positive and saying those positive affirmations every single morning truly helps. Truly, truly, truly helps your day work through better, right? So now your animals as well, they do get affected. For those of you who follow me on Instagram on my photography account, Jeni Ji Photography, you're going to see the videos and the photos that I've been putting up. I went and spent time with the wolves during the super full moon, and I put up a photo and a video of that on my photography account. And there's more photos I'm going to put up as well. So if you want to see more of those photos and such, follow me there as well. Right. So now every day we get affected as well with our bodies, and our pets get affected. The new moon as well, by the way, there's a lot more passings. It's not a time to have surgical procedures done if you can avoid it. Recharge your crystals. Pay attention to your pets, especially during this eclipse season. There are going to be a lot more passings with people and our animals. A lot, of course, more shocking details, which nothing nowadays is shocking because truth is exposed, and even more coming out. So you might find on the 1st of September, your blood pressure might be up a little bit. It's connected with your heart as well. So just kind of calm down if you're feeling a little bit more anxious. And it's really important as well to drink a lot more water. Drink, your body's made out of water. You got to keep the water up, especially with these solar flares and solar storms and such, and all of these changes. And even on the 2nd to the 4th of September, your pancreas might be feeling a little bit off, your intestine and your digestive system, right? You know, new moons can make you either have like more cravings for something, or you can be like, you know, I just can't really eat what I'd normally eat that day. You know, it's a day to kind of really kind of eat more lighter because the energy is so heavy. So you might find on the 5th and the 6th, your kidneys and your urinary bladder and veins could be feeling more sensitive. It's for your animals as well. They get affected in the same areas. You know, I've had people say, you know, Jeni Ji, my ears were a little off and my neck was and this and that. But I noticed my dog, you know, or my cat, they were like scratching their ears too, and they seemed a little bit off the same as I was. Or my animal is drinking a lot more water, or they're not drinking water, or they're eating more. It's because they are sensitive, they do get affected as well. So the 7th to the 9th, gentlemen, especially your prostate and your anus area, genital area might be more sensitive too. So just take it easy. Just really, really, really take it easy, you guys. It's really, really, really important. Really, really important to work through these energies, especially with this eclipse coming up. You know, like, oh my goodness sakes, isn't it always it's either this or either that, right? Like I was going to, you know, like travel to a location to do one of my assignments, and I'm like, oh, wait a minute, no, I'm not going to a new location during Mercury retrograde. No, 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 no. And you know, and then when I woke up that morning, when it was still kind of in my thoughts, should I, should I? The universe didn't make me sleep that night because I'm not going to be driving like out of the city, you know, like for a 2 hour drive to go somewhere when I haven't had any sleep. So the universe was like, no. And then you might understand why. And I did actually, because I'm like, let me just do a little bit more research on this area. And I'm like, oh my gosh, there was a convict on the loose and there's a warning sign. And I'm like, well, that's just kind of where I was going. So the universe does protect you, and really pay attention to it. Really pay attention to it, right? I'm just saying, like I'm working on a lot of new things, and I'm not going to get all teary-eyed here. I'm not going to talk about it much, but I just want to thank big thanks to Karen who reached out to me um, about my dog. I'm not going to talk about it. I'll get teary-eyed, but that was such a very kind message. So I will be meeting up with her um, this month in September because I'm going somewhere, and I'm very grateful to be a part of this event. So, but anyways, so let's talk to the cards now. Whenever I do readings, I'm a clairvoyant. I don't use cards. I don't know why my team puts up that I do tarot cards, because I don't. I'm a psychic clairvoyant medium. I read into your level of consciousness to see where you're at and talk to you what my insights are, past life, animal communication, all kinds of things. But I do use certain cards in my Cosmic Vibes video as a collective more so, right? To see what the messages from the universe are saying to you. So let's talk to the cards and see what messages they have for you. And not everyone will, of course, resonate with a certain message from the cards. However, if you do resonate with that, that is definitely a message for you. And let me know, write some comments. And it really helps if you like my channel, make some comments, you know, share the video and so on. I really, really appreciate that really, really much. So now I've pulled some decks of cards here that I felt was drawn to before, and I've cleared them all as well. So I'm going to show you the decks that I'm using, because I've had people, Jeni, what decks do you use? And I'm like, oh my God, I don't remember. Like, because I have like, 60 decks of cards, right? So I will show you the decks that I'm using. What cards am I drawn? What deck am I drawn to right now? I'm drawn to this one. I keep hearing this one. Speaking of animals. Now, the deck I'm going to be using, I have a few different animal decks, mind you. This deck is by Diana Cooper, Archangel Animal Oracle cards. And you'll see there's a wolf on the deck right there. Oh, so no wonder there's the wolf. I just thought of that. Ding, ding, ding. So that is the card deck there that I'm using for those of you who want to know. Okay. And let's ask what messages are for you for the week of the 1st of September to the 7th collectively from our animal kingdom. Like I'm an animal communicator and I'm so grateful, especially when I went to visit the wolves. Oh my gosh. The messages, and then a raven came in. Oh, it was just, but anyways, I can ramble on, right? So what is the message from the 1st to the 7th of September for y'all? Oh, oh, okay. Now the card that fell off here is the giraffe. I love giraffe. I mean, I love all animals, mind you, but the meaning of this is from Archangel Jophiel, probably pronouncing that wrong, sorry. Um, aspire to higher knowledge and wisdom. Look at that. Lights on here, kind of making it hard to see. It is a giraffe. Oh, there we go. There he is. He's kind of peeking out there. You know, I mean, I read a lot, and every night before I go to bed, I'm reading. You know, and I have so many different books that, you know, I started my metaphysical studies when I was 14, actually, and have read hundreds of books and been to hundreds of seminars and workshops and so on, seen a lot of known gurus to help me on my journey and so on and so on and so on. And, you know, it's higher knowledge, educating yourself on certain things that you're drawn to. I've always said in all of my videos, follow what you're drawn to, follow what you're passionate about. Because when you start following what you're really, really interested in and passionate about, it opens new doors for you and new opportunities start coming in. And it's part of your soul's calling and purpose. Like even with my photography that I do, let's say, like so many amazing opportunities have come from that I'm just, wow, I've met amazing, amazing people and photographers, some pretty hot guys too, I might admit. However, you know, so it opens up new doors for you, you know, and some people can be like, you know what, Jeni, I do this, let's say, whatever it is my career, but I'm getting really pulled to make certain changes to walk in that direction. Listen to your soul, especially this week. Well, I mean, always listen to your soul, no matter what, that intuition of yours, because with this eclipse season as well, it's going to open up new doors for you. And it's going to close doors that aren't working for you. You've already had those red flags with what hasn't been working for you. I'm just saying. So really pay attention to what you were shown, no matter what it is. So now let's pull a couple other cards here from the deck Gateway of Light Activation by Kyle Gray. Here's the box right here. Very cosmic. And because this is the eclipse season, I wanted to bring out one of my more cosmic decks, right? So what is the message from the 1st to the 7th of September? From the cosmic, from the universal cosmic. What's the message from the universe? Let me know if you got resonate with these cards and so on. What's the message for the collective from the 1st to the 7th of September? It's the message from the 1st to the 7th of September in the universe. What's the collective message for us? Stellar gateway activation, infinite potential, manifestation vortex. Absolutely. You know, with this new moon, it's huge manifesting time. With this eclipse season, it's huge manifesting time. This is universal 8-year and the year of the dragon. It's huge, huge manifesting time. Like I'm going through one of the biggest transformations of my life this year, right? So 2025 and 2026 would be really interesting, as I'm saying. It brings in a lot of excitement and opportunities, of course, and so on and so on. We're also in a solar year, 2024, 2025, right? You know, and it's a year of fertility. You're hearing more children being born, you know, more people are pregnant and so on and so on and so on. So with this gateway activation, that activation with this eclipse, as I mentioned, it's powerful. Like you don't just brush it aside, really utilize the energy, utilize the energy and have it work with you. Face what's uncomfortable. Seriously, you will be so grateful after you do, because you're like, oh, thank gosh, that is done. Thank gosh, that is over with. I didn't want to face that. I didn't want to have that talk with my person, or I didn't want to have that talk with my boss, or I didn't want to like whatever it is, right? Like, y'all know what's not working. So let's talk to the crystals. Now, I have different crystal decks. And this is one of my favorites. Colette Baron Reed, the Crystal Spirits Oracle, right? Has beautiful cards in here. And I was really drawn to utilize and work with this one today for you. So now let's talk about what messages from the crystals are going to be coming out from the 1st to the 7th. And especially with this new moon. On the new moons, full moons, put your crystals outside to rejuvenate under the moon energy. If you don't have a balcony or backyard, or you don't feel safe, or the weather's crazy where it can blow the cards away, put it on a window ledge or something, or a table where the moon energy is shining down on it. It regenerates it. It revitalizes it and such like that. Like if there's a new moon, full moon, and if the weather is good, I always make sure that my crystals are like facing, the moon energy, and so on and so on. Even the energy from the sun, that's prana energy, it can really vitalize your body, and your crystals as well. So let's talk to what crystals, what's their messages, and go towards what crystal you're drawn to. Like I wake up every morning and I'm like, okay, like I have so many crystals. I could open up a store. And I have a lot of crystal jewelry. I like wearing my crystals on my physical body to help keep me grounded, right? Because I can leave my body. I leave my body a lot. And I'm like, okay, let's come back down into the physical body. You know what I'm saying? Right? So what crystals do you guys like? And if you're drawn to a crystal and you don't know what it means, that's the crystal for you. You can Google what the definition of it is. And if you're buying it at a store, they'll usually tell you what the definition is and what the meaning is, right? And so on and so on. And then you're going to be like, no wonder I was drawn to that crystal. So what is the message from the crystals from the 1st to the 7th? 1st to the 7th. 1st to the 7th. 1st to the 7th. The message from the crystal world. Oh, nice card. So this card here is the rose quartz. Now, rose quartz, I don't have any here on my desk. However, the rose quartz is to help you open your heart. It's to help you, like with self-care, self-love, more compassion and kindness to others, and also healing. There's so many different properties in each crystal. If you need to show more compassion to yourself, wear rose quartz. Showing compassion towards other and kindness is really important, and also to yourself. Like I'm hard on myself. I yell every day to myself, and Jeni, right? I'm sure my neighbors can hear me, right? But I'm like, well, it's just me. I talk to the universe. Sometimes that inside voice comes out loud, right? So there's certain quartz energies, there's certain crystal energies that resonate with you. Like even here's one of my favorites. It's Lemurian energy. It's a crystal. It's very powerful. I hold on to this. It takes me back to my other lifetimes as well. I mean, I do past life akashic readings. I can see it without crystals, right? But sometimes I'll connect with a certain crystal as well. So now let's speak to, this deck here I'm drawn to. And also too, different colors have different vibrations and energies to it. So like orange here, for instance, is about courage. I was really drawn to orange today, right? Pumpkin spice season as well. I'm facing a few things today myself, so I need a little extra courage and stuff like that to do it, which is why I'm drawn to the orange. So I'm not going to go on about a lot about it. Y'all would get maybe bored and stuff, but anyways, What is the message from the 1st to the 7th? What's the message from the 1st to the 7th from the universe? Master. Master, yes. Master your mind. Master your emotions. Master your craft. Look at that. And I was just talking about the heart, right? Following your heart, listening to your heart, self-care, self-love, setting boundaries. Follow your passion. Follow what you're passionate about. What happens when you follow what you're passionate about? It brings more of that peace of mind to you. What it could be a hobby that you're really drawn to do, and even your hobby can turn into something more meaningful to you. It can turn into meeting different people and different groups and so on and so on and so on, right? So really master what you're good at. Like there's different people that will try to copy you with what work you're doing and so on and so on. And that vibrational frequency will not hold for them because they're not being authentic. So it's really important for you to be true to who you are. Be authentic. Be who you are. This is your soul. Why would you want to copy and all of that that's going on with everybody else? Is that really who you are? No, it's not. You came here for your soul's calling and your soul's purpose for many, many, many reasons. So one final card I just heard from the universe. Oh, wait, I didn't show you that deck. I'm sorry. Just thought of that now. The Psychic Tarot for the Heart by John Holland. That master card I just showed you, that was the deck I'm using. That was the deck I just used. Almost forgot. So this deck I'm using, The Universe Has Your Back by Gabrielle Bernstein. This is the next deck I'm going to use here. So what message is specifically from the universe here from the 1st to the 7th of September? What's the message? What is the message? Something about a volcano as well. Iceland. Okay. There is nothing sexier than my authentic truth. Oh my God. Like, oh my God. There's no coincidences. What was I just talking about? Being authentic. Oh, these lights aren't really showing you the card here. Sorry. But that's exactly what it says. No, it's not coming up. But that's exactly what it says. There is nothing sexier than my authentic truth. Yes. Yes. Why would you be somebody that you're not? Okay. So now how many of you have subscribed to Jeni's channel right down there in the corner? Follow me on Instagram, you guys. Jeni Ji Photography to see my photos. Jeni Ji Cousins, my personal account. I'll follow you right back. So let's collectively connect with one another and bring more love and light and peace and happiness to our planet. Support each other in a positive way. So until next time video, namaste, you guys.